Boobs.
Welcome.
Sorry, was that delayed?
No, that was perfectly timed. Well, welcome to episode 14 of our Misadventure. But I just realized there's no music.
It's professional production.
Every production is more professional than the last. Thank you guys for joining us. Episode 14, just around the river. End.
Ooh, that's a better name.
Just around the Bendy River.
Just around that bending river.
One of our cast members, Will, is going to be joining us a little late, so we might look a little janky on Twitch currently. But YouTube should be fine because we care about you on YouTube a little bit more.
Wow! No! Okay.
Just kidding.
YouTube didn't just lay off 400 people, so.
YouTube did?
No, YouTube didn't. Twitch did, though.
Oh.
Which laid off 400 people?
They did. And they don't know who they are yet.
So I stand by my previous statement. Let's do a quick introduction of our cast before we jump into the adventure this week. And we have Ray.
Hi, I'm Ray. I'm playing Sully, the Oath of Redemption Paladin.
We have Taylor.
Sorry, messing with my camera. I'm Taylor. I'm playing Olin, the Horizon Walker Ranger.
We have Steven.
Hi, I'm Steven. I'm playing Buster K. Slyfoot, the Harangon Twilight Cleric.
And we have Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm playing Rosemary, the Battlemaster Fighter of Indeterminate Race.
Nice.
Human.
Human.
And I'm your humble dungeon master, Jonathan. That's me.
Jonathan.
Felt very James Bond of you.
Nicki
Last time.
Minaj.
George.
Last time on our show, the team did some downtime. Wrapped up some things in Martyra Bay. And sorry, I'm not hearing in my music, so I'm confused.
I don't hear it anymore either.
It's gotta be a slow swell to it.
I can hear it. It's spooky.
It's going. It's slow. It's quiet. It's a
Audio.
slow builder.
Master music volume. Helps if I take that off of 20.
That's what I keep all of my master volume on.
Maybe that's too far up. I'm still not hearing it, but it's fine.
I can hear it now.
So, our group finished up downtime. We learned some information about, well, I guess various things.
I think. Do we level up off camera?
I think so.
Yeah, we
Everybody-
did.
yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
Leveled
Everybody leveled
up to 8.
Yep.
Level
Yeah.
8. Y'all had heard rumors of a new Wizard King in Neverchar Springs. You had gotten your invitation to Il Aluk. You learned the name, I believe that was last session, of Olin's
The creature.
alter ego.
Mm-hmm.
The creature of light, yes. Or forgotten light, plundered from the last realms of pure magic. If you're being
That's a-
formal.
Very casual name.
You can call it Forgotten Light if you want.
The team started a couple of projects, making some magic items, working on some skill training before going to Lucky Trails, and hiring him as a shrouder to take you through the shroud and to Il Aluk.
And here we are in Il Aluk. Look at that, guys.
That's not.
That was so easy. We made it.
That's
If we
not
talk
how-
over him.
Now that's what I
Just
call
gaslight him.
fast travel.
Just gaslight him.
Up on the back of my wagon. All right. So that's where we left the party. I wonder.
You left out that we got fancy clothing.
We're on our way to a ball.
Yeehaw.
We are.
That is true. The entire party got fancy clothing due to you having the invitations. The invitations were for the Baron and the Baron's retinue. However, you are, I'm assuming, going to use them yourself.
If we kill the Baron, we inherit her retinue.
She's just indisposed at the moment. So we're
You know
going
how,
to
like,
Wait, didn't Baron Reyes take over and then Odessa banished him?
absolutely just murderized him
Yeah.
very quickly, apparently.
Just straight away.
Did not worry about it.
I
Wasn't
do
a
wonder
big
where
deal
he got
at
banished
all.
to.
I'm telling you, this is Shroud origins. He's always been a loser.
I know. Shroud was pretty hot during our campaign, so
He was kind of hot.
I'm just now playing that campaign on the weekend.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Even the incel clock strikes right twice a day. I don't know where I was going with that. That was like protracted.
I'm no longer traveling with Thorn.
Oh yeah. she
We
We
stayed
still
the
have
night.
Grimalkin though, right?
Yes.
yeah, he's
Lucky
hanging
That
around.
cat is
Trail.
staying with us.
Lucky Trail, handsome man.
Did his token come out? No.
Mm-hmm.
He did?
The
Oh, but the
Pop-up
handout
did.
did.
Viewer.
You'll pop him out.
I'll do that in a moment. Yeah. So, with that, let me set scene. Now that I finally got all my technical stuff figured out. I'm going to change the song for this particular.
Boom, bop, bop, boom, bop, bop, bom, ba-da-da-da.
So, we open up on the scene of a boat on a pier on a misty night. We see a broad figure, probably just under 6 feet tall, carrying something in his arms as he kind of like steps on this boat. And we see him throw down what is a body of a young girl. Age hard to tell due to her gnomish heritage, but young, 12 at most, lying here, body unbreathing, unmoving, obviously dead. We see this figure start pulling the ropes, setting them down, coming over, and hovering over this man, hovering over the body. And he says, I wonder. And he turns around, and we see as he turns around, he's wearing like this long coat. Something long and almost slimy seems to fall from the sleeve of this coat, though the man does not seem to notice as he grabs the oar and begins paddling the boat into the water. We see an almost a creature that has a body like a centipede begin moving towards this small frame. And this looks exactly like a large, almost like purplish centipede, except when you get to where the head should be, all that is there is this human-like mouth on the end.
This sucks, dude.
Gross.
Excuse me, what?
And we see the centipede like crawl into like crawl up the like arm sleeve of this young gnome, and we see the centipede disappear, and then a mouth slowly shifting up the gnome's neck and onto her face. And there's a moment of stillness before the gnome begins breathing quietly, and you just hear a voice. Shh. Just keep playing dead. I'm Hollow. Nice to meet you. Keep it quiet. But what's the one thing you want right now?
Revenge.
I can help you. Just kill him. And Sully, you see an axe near your hand that he has left casually with his things, thinking you gone. You see his back to you as he paddles down the river. What do you do?
I pick up the axe and run at him and hit him in the back of the ankle. And there's a lot more graphic stuff that I want to say, but I'm not sure how much is too much.
So we see this
Go
little
all the
gnome
way.
chop the ankle. The man screams as he falls down to his knee. She brings the axe up and slams it into the back of his skull. The man like choking a little bit as this axe lands. And we see the mouth now has shifted onto like the hand. And as the blood spills down like the axe handle, we see like the little tongue look out and begin licking up the blood from this man's head. It's this gnome breathing heavily on the boat. And as we kind of like zoom into this young gnome's eyes, we zoom out onto Sully standing on the back of a larger boat, the party aboard, moving down this river into the Shroud.
Keep axes away from her.
Give her more axes.
That too. It's got to be one or the other.
And I think we like fade out, like right before we actually zoom into this eyes, there's this gnome like screams, takes the axe, and begins just like slamming the axe over and over into this form, and we just see like blood splattering up as it like zooms into the eye. I think that is more.
That's more
Similar
what I had.
to graphic.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of butchering for fun.
As a treat.
As a treat.
Just a little.
As a treat.
Just the rack focus is getting further and further in as the face gets caked and caked and caked with blood until it like flash wipes to current day.
Very
like,
American
wiping
Psycho.
your eyes, get like the mist at your eyes or something. Oh god, that's so sick. What a good scene.
Just girly thing.
Try getting a reservation now.
We hear the creaking of the boat as it moves down the river. As we go into the Shroud, you see Lucky sets up on the front. There is a I forget what it's called, where they it's just like a prow of the boat that has like a rope hanging down just slightly, and you see a small like almost looks like it's been burnt, like a rock or something that's like blackened, that is just tied on a rope on the front of this boat. As you move down, and Lucky turns to the party and says, the journey will be a couple of days if we're lucky. We'll make pretty far through the Shroud tonight and stay at a fort, a place that lots of Shrouders like to stay on the way to Stagnus Lake. And it'll be easy going from there.
Well, I mean, we gotta be lucky. It's in your name.
That's right. That's right. That's why they call me Lucky Trails. We might face some danger on the way, but nothing I can't handle.
I like
Oh,
your
well.
confidence
I guess we
And
just
you're-
sit back and watch him.
and your accent, your whole animal creature with accent thing. I like it. Very warm to my heart.
Yes. Now, tell Lucky, what are you doing? What are you doing in Il Aluk?
We're going to a ball.
We have an invitation to wine and dine with the Madame of Il Aluk. We are here to, carouse, rub elbows.
He kind of nods, and you notice as the boat heads into the mist, where usually the mist would just kind of like cover you up, the prow of the boat almost seems to like cut through it. The mist parting ahead of you, leaving you like a thin trail of river that you're going up. Lucky is paddling the boat, and he looks to the party to ask for some assistance. Is there anybody who is paddling along with Lucky?
Oh well.
Sully?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How many spots are there?
So how big is this boat?
Yeah.
It's big enough that there technically could be like 4 people rowing. It's like a
I'll row.
longer boat.
I'll help Rose one.
I'm gonna keep
Um,
an eye out.
I would like to pull out one of the posters that I have of Basil. And you're gonna have to ignore the address on here because we're not at that location anymore. But have you seen my sister?
Oh, that's your sister.
Yeah, gosh, can you tell we're pretty similar?
Is there, I'm sorry. She does look perhaps sort of familiar. Tell me, is there some reward or something for your sister?
Oh, I already know where she is. I'm just wondering if you've met her on your travels.
Oh, no, I'm afraid not.
I love him. well, worth asking. Not gonna incite that.
Love a pragmatist.
He has no reason
So-
to lie to us.
Yeah. I mean, now that there's no money on the table, he has no reason to lie to us.
As you make your way down, he kind of motions towards the rock and says, yes, this talisman will keep us safe through the mist, so fear not. We don't have to worry about that kind of thing. Try not to do the Russian accent, because it's not quite Russian, but I keep slipping into it.
Yeah, sorry.
It's very like a Jazargo.
That's what I'm like
Yeah,
going
exactly.
for, is Khajiit.
Khajiit, yeah.
Khajiit has many wares.
If you ask me.
Fuck, what were we even saying?
The boat, the token.
Oh, yeah. He kind of points. This mystical talisman shall keep us safe on our journey, so we don't have to worry about that kind of thing.
Where does one happen into a token such as this?
This one I got from a witch.
Hmm?
It's a long story, but I can tell you if you'd like.
We've got a boat ride.
2 days.
Oh, whoops, misclicked.
He's ritual casting. Somebody
I'm doing
stop him.
No, I'm purely misclicked.
Someone push him in the water. Sully, get the axe!
Oops.
Yeah. He kind of says, I got this from a witch who, well, found me while I was dying after I was attacked by zombies. This witch, she nursed me back to health, and she was so moved by my story that she gifted me this object so that I may find my way home. It's a brick from Castle Avernus itself.
I hate it because Sam wants to incite this. Like, did he steal this from the witch? But Rosemary has no reason not to trust this man.
Yeah, why would he lie?
Does
Why indeed, John?
so your token allows you to travel through the Shroud here. Have you ever heard of Shrouders traveling to other realms, to other lands beyond the
Oh
borders?
yeah, I've heard about Shrouders doing that all the time. You find, the right witch talisman, and you can go wherever you like. They say if you find the right talisman, you can go to the heavens themselves.
What a poignant thing to say, Lucky Trails. I think
and so-
actually there is a part of Olin that might want to not like read that for doubt, but read that as like, has he really heard someone do that? Because that would be
Pretty rad.
pretty rad.
Yeah, go ahead, give me insight.
I love to roll insight on a cool cat like this.
Rosemary wants to hear more about the witch. Like, did she have a name?
15.
And was she
Yeah.
pretty? And
Was she pretty? Did she have red hair?
So Olin, you definitely get this guy has seen and heard lots of tales. He's obviously very well traveled, and this seems like probably something he's actually seen.
Cool. Seems cool. That is for everyone else in the room. I would like to say that my one character flaw on my sheet is that I am exceptionally credulous and believe any story or legend immediately.
beautiful.
Which maybe you can see why Armand and I got on so well.
He says, as you kind of like get into the mist a little bit, he points towards the shore as you guys are rowing. And he says, if you look closely, you'll see the undead come to watch our journey as we leave the city. And you do, like, through the shadows of the mist, there seems to be almost like lines and lines of undead just standing, zombies, like almost motionless, heads tilted, some of them like leaning over the water, some of them standing stock still, skeleton zombies of various decay, all standing along the shoreline of the river.
Do any of them look familiar?
Oh, interesting. Give me a perception check.
All right, not 20, guys. I feel it.
Oh, it's coming.
I just cursed myself. Okay, not bad. 19.
You're looking through for any familiar faces, and you do notice one familiar face as you're going down the river. That of a dwarf. Body half burned.
Oh no! I point him out to Buster.
Hey, look, Armand.
Oh yeah, I forget Armand is with you guys.
That
That's
guy
right.
that worked for you.
Definitely wasn't trying to be his new stepdad.
Armand looks horrified.
Isn't that weird? How did they get all the way down here?
With those short legs.
Must have been walking for a while.
Do they seem like malicious? Or are they just kind of chilling?
They seem like they're just kind of chilling.
Oh.
Are
They,
they
like-
scared of water?
Do you ask this out loud?
Kinda.
Um,
Rosemary doesn't have a filter.
Lucky says, no, it's the stone. It keeps them aback. They are afraid of it.
Can I
That makes sense. That tracks.
look behind us, since I'm kind of keeping watch anyway?
Mm-hmm.
Can I try and see through the shroud to see if they get riled up when we're like out of a stone's throw from them?
Yeah, you can give me perception or insight.
Okay. Let's do perception. A 10.
Yeah, it's the fog's pretty thick, and it seems to almost like grow thicker behind you. Like immediately after the boat passes, the fog closes in pretty tightly.
Cool. That's good to know too.
So as you travel throughout the days, this like line of undead stays pretty much until later in the afternoon. You guys burst from the mist, and kind of like the mist is almost sits along the river line for a little while, and you actually like get some gray sky overhead, but like some light for the first time that day, pretty much. Is there any scenes or conversations y'all want to have before? I will say like this first day is rather uneventful. Before we get to like the stopping point for the night, is there any scenes or conversations you guys want to have?
I mean, does Olin talk to us about their little friend, their tag along?
I guess I'll give. Yeah, I don't know. Why not? I don't really have any. No one doesn't have any reason not to at least explain what happened, you know, or explain
How?
not the you are an orrery star map to the center of the universe, which might be you type stuff, because they're the actual like tattoos and stuff is kind of personal, but the at least the presence of the creature and its presence being here and that kind of stuff. So I don't want to go into super detail about like, yeah, there's all these constellations and stuff, and every universe is connected, and I'm at the center point of all of them. But there is this light creature that is inhabiting my body. I'm some sort of host for it to do its business, whatever that business may be.
Can you talk to it?
I haven't tried. Honestly, I have never been conscious when it arrived, so it's hard for me to know. I suppose it's not impossible.
I'm sure you could try. If it is inside of you at all times, just waiting for whatever moment or cue to pop out, I would assume you'd be potentially able to communicate with it.
It's interesting, but it sort of scares me, and I'm not particularly used to the feeling.
Does it hurt?
I feel a little drowsy when I wake up because I haven't slept in who knows how long. And I suppose that wherever I go, when it arrives, it puts me to sleep. But I haven't felt any pain or ill anything from it, so whatever it's doing, surely it's good. I don't think that it's trying to cause problems.
You know, there is method of this type of ritual that I can set in place. We can potentially, with great meditation and self-reflection, look inside, and attempt to speak to it. It seems as though it is not terribly malicious to you, the sharing space with your body, but it seemed very malicious to the Baron, very poignantly against its existence entirely, which benefited us greatly. However, all we need is for this spirit, this being of light, to look at us negatively and then wage campaign of destruction towards us, which would be very difficult to find morality there. So there is potential ritual I could set forward. We might be able to conversate with this creature. You may be able to ask it a question, some sort of communication with it.
Well, Sully could understand it, right? So, I suppose there's no harm in trying, perhaps, when we've arrived somewhere safer, where we can make sure that it won't escape anywhere.
Absolutely.
But
You could
from
make camp.
what Odessa told me, it seemed that it was not in any rush to leave when summoned to be spoken to. So there must be something particular that triggers its fight or flight. Its desire to do whatever it is that it wants to do.
I'm sure if you were to find a way to work alongside this being, this creature, your soul body relationship would be a lot more cohesive. And trust me, soul body relationship very important to keep cohesive. There's a lot that could go wrong in situation under stress, where you would most definitely want both of these things to be in line. But this is option that I leave open to you if you are interested.
Odessa did tell me something interesting, that though I mentioned to all of you that I felt as though, or I was placed into this body, whatever I am. I was placed into this constructed body. She told me that this body was as real and as natural to my soul inhabiting it as any body ever could be. So whoever did this either used my real body or was such a talented scientist, alchemist, whatever, to infuse a perfect sort of vessel. So there is some part of me that rests easy knowing that at least I am in a natural body for my soul. I will...
You said
Go ahead.
you said you don't have any memory of your previous life. This could be your body. This could be your soul inside of it, but you're just powered by this divine being as though it is battery keeping you alive from whatever place you were returned from. Whenever this creature was put inside of you, the pull of bringing body to life was so strong that your soul was sucked back into it, because the bond between body and soul is incredibly powerful. This is potential.
I would be curious to find out what kind of person would create a vessel for this kind of purpose.
To subjugate being of pure light. What a trip, man. What a trip. I thought I had stuff going on, man.
Rosemary's been listening
Ooh.
very intently to just everything that's been said about. Oh, interesting. A ritual, huh? Oh, that's weird.
I will take into consideration your offer. I don't know that necessarily I'm ready yet, but there may come a time where we have to.
All you must do is ask single question concerning specific goal, event, or activity within 7 days. It can also be swung to be like, "Yo, what's up? What's going on with the thing?" Question mark. You know,
You know.
a spell to divine information from God. Also, speaking of John, the entire time that we've been here in Darkon, have there been stars ever?
Yes.
Okay.
Other than the King's Tier?
The King's Tier is like the star that you can see most of the time. Especially staying in Martira Bay, there's like more light pollution in the city there. It's harder to see the stars generally, but you can pretty much see the King's Tier like day or night.
Also, the constellation that showed up on Olin after Forgotten Light showed up was one of the Darkonian constellations, which you could actually point out and see.
And I will say, while the rest of the stars, it's almost like the rest of the stars like almost rotate through the sky. The King's Tier does not. It stays in the same place in the sky constantly.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
I know as a cleric, I haven't done a lot of like divinity or talking with my god, but the stars are very important to that whole conversation.
Yeah, I would say the stars look unfamiliar to you. The constellations don't match any that you've seen in other places, but that's pretty normal for most of the dread
Different
domains
realms.
they've been.
Yeah.
Lands of the Mists. Cool. So you'll travel through most of the day until you see on the edge of the river, there is a large fort that actually has like a bridge that like almost goes over the river, and it has a gate that closes down below this bridge, but the gate is open. And as you get closer, the mist kind of like closing in a little more as the day darkens. Lucky points it out and says, "That's for Shroud Keep. We'll stay there for the night." Did everyone bring rations?
Oh, I don't eat, so I'm fine. Thank you, though.
I look to Buster.
I have my rations. I have my cooking equipment.
Actually, I do have rations on me, meta, so...
I probably do too, but it's funnier to just look to Buster.
I don't think I ever said out loud, like, yo, I want to buy ingredients during our downtime stuff.
I think that can be assumed.
Yeah, but I always stay stocked. I've got my spice pouch, so I don't have to worry about that. But especially if we knew for a fact that we'd be traveling, then I'd get however much travel provisions and then a little bit extra because you gotta eat.
He keeps the MFN thing on him. Points to
Keep
spice
it on
pouch.
me.
I do have 10 rations.
Yeah.
Lucky grins at all of these affirmations, and he says, "Don't worry, the keep is safe. You also, I know you probably heard the legends that death walks through the mist. But don't worry about that. Death and I actually go way back, and he's like way on the other side of the Mistlands. We'll definitely not see him at all during this time."
That's a good roll.
100%. Like, Okay, maybe.
Oh.
Do you think you
Oh,
can
and-
introduce us?
Can we get an introduction? We already had a shared dream.
There is, in fact, prophecy potentially. We might actually have to meet death.
Olin, you get the sense that Lucky has met Death. But that he's probably pushing the limits of truth
Mm.
when he's saying that they like go way back and or like insinuating he knows where Death is.
Super cool.
No one. But Olin is not like taking. He doesn't think it's or they don't think it's a lie or anything. It's just like, well, of course you can't know where everyone is at every time. That's probably just where Death was last time they talked. It totally makes sense.
Yeah,
And-
Rosemary will ask for, like, oh gosh, do you know when they'll be by again? We're supposed to meet up with them.
Oh, he seems like caught off guard by this question. You're trying to meet Death. Well, I mean, I can totally hook you up. I mean, for the right price, I can reach out to some of our common, friends of friends, and get a totally set up a meetup.
Just a whole Shrouder's Death network.
How about I make you a scarf?
No, that's not.
I mean, look, and she'll point to Olin. They like my scarves.
Well, we're here. And he pulls, where he like fishes the boat into the keep. And there's like a small dock. There is one other boat at the dock currently. As you park, and Lucky does like give it a glance, shrugs, and steps out. And there's like a little dock steps leading up into this fort. There's kind of like a forest a little bit around the fort itself on the opposite side of the river. The fort itself looks like an old military outpost. It has like 4 turrets. Actually, I'm not lying to you when I say it has 4 turrets. Yeah, it's got multiple turrets, like towers. There's like a little bridge over from like the river area that leads to the fort proper. And you head inside. There's like a little courtyard. You see these flags, kind of like rotted, weather torn, ill-kept flags, like waving from the banners above the towers.
As we pass the boat, does it look like it's been here for a long time, or does it have signs of like previous recent usage?
Give me a perception or investigation if you're gonna like get in and look around.
Just a glance.
Plus 11. Stupid.
He can see things.
You've been
Passive
eating his
perception of
carrots.
21, by the way.
Yeah, you
That's a
look in the
lot.
boat. The stuff in the boat does not look necessarily old. You notice like a couple of like fallen leaves, debris that looks like it could have been like relatively recent, but nothing that would make you think it's been here more than like maybe a week.
Cool. Sounds good.
So you guys head across the bridge into the courtyard. You see, Lucky seems a little bit like on edge as he looks around. Change that. He looks around. I don't trust that that boat, but I don't know any other shrouders working, but I assume there's lots of people who are leaving the bay at the same time. Perhaps we just be careful. You see he motions towards like heavy double doors and says, "This is the common. He kind of like looks around, looks back. Yeah, this is a common hall, and moves over. Opens the large double doors, and we see a scene of chaos inside. We see several large tables. One of them has been kind of flipped over. Others have been like pushed away from the center of this room. There are chairs knocked over, and there are a couple of blood stains, though that you don't see any bodies. In the center of this room, you see what appears to be a magical circle of some kind. And in the center of this circle, dim, glowing light, we see a lone figure sitting Indian style, cross-legged in the middle of this circle.
Nothing is ever easy. Can I identify the kind of circle that this person is sitting in?
Like the kind of creature it's made to hold.
Yeah. I guess
No.
both ways it works, right? Like if I can identify the creature, I know what kind of magic circle
Yeah.
it is.
Give me an Arcana check.
All right. I'm very good at Arcana. You might even say it's my specialty. 13. I mean, it's decent. That's okay.
Yeah. You look. Spellwork is not. The arcane runes used here are not necessarily familiar to you, but you believe that the runes, the closest they are made to bind, would be celestial.
Fantastic.
And as
Does-
you
Oh, sorry.
As you approach, this figure looks up. They are wearing like simple white clothing. They have like long blonde hair. There's like a pointed ears, almost look elven. Well, they do look elven, falling around their shoulders. And they look up with these kind of a pretty face. And they smile. Actually, they don't say anything. They just smile and look up, like, almost hopefully as you enter. Lucky, like, hangs back by the door, like, watching everything and looking uncertain.
Do they
It-
look familiar?
Not to any of you.
Okay.
In Celestial, Olin will say, "What brings you here so far from home?"
The figure widens their arms and says back in Celestial, I am a traveler.
Owen shrugs and says, "So are we." That's a reasonable thing to be in these times.
Figure like stands up a little bit, and like dust kind of falls off as if they've been sitting for some time, and they say, "Could you help me?"
It depends on what you need.
The figure like half smiles as if like
It's not obvious.
yeah, kind of like motions towards the circle on the floor and says, I was ambushed by a group here. I guess I am lucky to be alive, but I seek freedom.
Owen looks at Sully, who they know to also understand this conversation, and asks, "What do you think about this?"
In Celestial or not?
No, in common.
I
But I don't explain anything to anybody else.
think this is sketch as fuck. That's what I think. Why are they in the circle to begin with?
Is that the
They
way
said they
Sully
were-
phrases it? Sketch is
Yep.
fun.
Yep. This seems like we should not be helping them escape. Why are they've been here for a long time and no one else has helped them?
Owen looks back and says to them, "Whatever ends up happening, if your origin is, as I can see from the structure of this circle, it is unlikely that I will be able to do anything to affect it personally. But let me explain the situation. Do you speak common?"
They switch to common, nodding, saying, "Yes."
I heard! I heard and understood!
Ah. There we go. Didn't catch a word of that.
Oh
I still imagine that Celestial just sounds like wind chimes.
Yeah.
I'd like to try saying hello in Infernal and seeing if she responds to that. I have lots of languages I can use.
I also speak Infernal. That's a fun one.
Sounds like heavy
excuse
metal.
me?
No? Okay. She didn't take that course, I guess.
You said you were ambushed?
Yes.
Can I make an insight check to see if they're lying?
Yeah, maybe inside time.
Oh no. This is not my good one.
Well, it looks like they didn't roll too well either. Hey!
Well, I think that was for knowing if they speak
Oh.
Infernal.
Yeah.
That's what he is from.
I guess I
It's
kind
hard to
of.
get a read on them.
I have a question, I guess. If you were ambushed, why are you safe in the circle, but the people that ambushed you are gone?
Once they realized that I was too powerful for them, they bound me and escaped. After they took my belongings.
Oh, that's rude.
How did they
Well,
take your
yes, I
belongings
agree.
if you were too powerful for them?
Well, that was the ambush part.
I thought the ambush part was them putting you in the circle.
It was. And they almost didn't succeed. I killed several of them.
Looks down at the bloodstains.
Why did all of these people ambush you? What problem did they have with you?
I think I may have made a mistake. And, well, I let them... You see the figure like blushes a little bit and says, I may have done some bragging about some of the things I garnered on my travels. I show off sometimes. And well, I think they thought I was an easy target.
but you were far more powerful than they had reckoned for. In an effort to not die, they trapped you in this cell. I walk up and I like put my hand to the like air that would be like the edge of the magic circle. I'm assuming. Am I able to pass through it?
Mhm.
Okay. I potentially have the ability to release you from this, but I do still have questions. It's not every day that you find very powerful celestial fae fiend, archfey, otherwise creature in abandoned fort with bodies around. Very interesting situation we found this.
So you're leaving me trapped because you think it'll be interesting?
It is interesting situation. I'm leaving you trapped for the moment as we suss out the ramifications of releasing you. If you are powerful enough to kill previous group, then I would like to ascertain the knowledge that if we were to release you, you would not have reason to attack us instead.
Why would I attack you?
Could be many reasons. Could be you no longer have your belongings.
That's
you
pretty
could
vague
need to-
reasoning. Could be many reasons.
I'm just gonna be. I'm just gonna be behind her, like putting my hand in and out of the circle. As long as I don't bounce off, I'm just.
Seeing as how you are from position of lack of power, I'm not trying to take control. Releasing you is something potentially that we could do, but if releasing you creates situation where we are hurt because of this is like day one phase stuff. Like everyone hears story of the lion with the thorn in its paw, but not everyone hears the story of the lion with the thorn in its paw that fucking eats you either way.
Have you
That
heard
is a
the
much different
fable of the
story.
scorpion and the frog?
God,
Does
yeah,
everyone believe that this person was ambushed?
I do.
Oh, I
busted
guess
as
I
it is.
could roll insight.
I have no reason not to.
If you want to roll insight, you can.
That sounds about right.
It's a good roll.
Oh,
Vibes.
Pretty good.
Vibes.
Vibe check.
Rosemary.
Hi. That's me.
What the heck?
Just sticking my hand in and out of this circle while they're talking. Just listening.
So, you get the sense they were definitely ambushed.
Oh yeah. sure.
But you also get the sense that their reasoning for why they were ambushed is like there's something off there. There's not the full truth going on there.
Well, yeah, she's changed it, hasn't she? Because at first it was, oh, well, I was bragging. Oh, well, I'm just really strong. And it's... What was the reason they attacked you again?
I showed off some of my things.
Oh, like what?
Trinkets, valuables that I traveled with. Gold, gems, jewelry, that kind of thing.
I don't know, guys. It feels off.
How off?
You know, like how I said, oh, we just don't question Mother? It kind of feels like that.
Can
That
I
is
walk?
not
Can
encouraging.
I walk around the circle and be on the opposite side
Mhm.
to try to like surround her a little bit?
Yeah, they keep their eyes on Olin, and I think there's like this moment where they look to Olin and they say, "You are like me in some ways, aren't you? Not quite in your own body."
That's true. You have the right of it. Although you seem to be more stably in yours than perhaps I feel in mine.
I have been in this body for quite a long time. Longer than I was in my original.
Do you remember what it was like before you were in this body?
Yes. Some. Feels almost like a dream now.
I implore you to be entirely forthright with us about the reason for your binding here. We are poised to help you, and we have no reason not to, but in the same way, we have no reason to do so. We have our own preservation to look out for, and obviously you do as well. If we can offer each other some sort of truce and some sort of promise that there will be no bloodshed, I think perhaps we can strike an agreement.
I mean, Olin, make me a persuasion check.
Okay. I'm going to use my inspiration to give myself
Can
advantage.
I cast guidance? You got it.
Was it a d4?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll roll it
Should use
flat
guidance more often.
first.
Oh, well.
Nope.
Yo!
I'll do it.
Well, okay.
I told you I felt a nat 20 coming, guys.
Whatever works.
Just do it. Just add it. Just see what happens.
One of these days, I'm going to use my thing that allows me to add a d6 to a dice roll. But today is not that day.
What's it?
Have we gotten a name yet?
No.
We have not. We have also not given a name yet.
What did you say, Will?
I said, what does the D4 get it to? Just curious if you
that's
get
fine.
25.
23.
Not too shabby.
I'll take it.
Not too shabby at all.
With a +1, I'll take what I can get.
Is the cinematic too intense? I'm gonna do this. Since we're in a safe place of sorts.
Question
The
mark?
figure kneels on the ground, looking solemn for a moment, and says, "You rolled really well."
Can't roll much better than that.
No, you can't. They nod. Actually, I don't like this music for this scene. This character.
Another friend for the boat.
They trapped me and ambushed me here because I had already killed several of them. And they hunted me here and trapped me. But I won't kill you.
Do you have a
Nah,
name?
I'm gonna inside check that one.
Does she mean like you as in the party or you specifically, Olin?
Yeah.
Um,
We've been a little standoffish thus far. I'm gonna get a little read on that one.
they like seem to be very locked into this conversation with Olin. They could be including you in that. And it doesn't seem like they're like obviously dismissing you from that, but they seem to be talking to Olin and only Olin.
Okay.
Yeah, Owen will ask, do you have a name?
I'm called Porcelain.
I'm Olin, host to Forgotten Light.
You see, they look up, like they kind of like quirk their head curiously at that. And they say, "Host."
I suppose.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I suppose when your body is inhabited by multiple souls, host is perhaps the easiest word to describe it.
See, and they kind of like look very curious and interested, and they say, "I am not the same quite as you, but I only kill those who deserve it." I am good. Please set me free.
We are all good, aren't we?
They get down on their knees, like almost like in a like head to the ground, like almost in a begging form, and they say, "Please, I am nothing without my freedom. I've sacrificed everything for freedom."
Owen looks to the other side of the circle and locks eyes with Tobias. As if to be like, what do you think?
And let's give her what she wants. But if she wants it, then she's got to earn it a little bit. I throw down a dagger at her feet. If you want it, do it yourself.
I can't.
The magic circle.
She's. Are you telling her to unalive herself right now?
Oh, dude, it's a magic circle.
Oh.
You can't break that with a dagger in the ground.
Hey, you know what, Tobias? That's not cool.
It's a little bit more magical of an implementation, keeping her trapped.
Yeah, you see, she kind of like leads to a similar thing as them. Like she like grabs the dagger. She's like, "I can't break it," like pointing towards the circle.
It is like runic cage of magical entrapment.
Can I take that
ca-
dagger?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Sets it down at the edge.
I can do something for this. Can't believe I have a threat today. But like, I'm still stuck on kill those who deserve it. Like, what is this? What is this rubric of deserving? Like, I've done horrible things in my life, technically, to some rubrics. Otherwise, I've done amazing things in my life. I've saved lives. I've nurtured others. I've robbed, cheated, stolen. I've done horrible things, but I've done great things at the same time.
They
Where's
killed
lying?
innocents. And you see like her eyes like dart around to a couple of you before
No.
coming back to Buster.
No innocence. If life was to be taken, it was always well deserved.
I
I've
would
never
never
taken
kill
life
you.
of innocent.
Rosemary is scratching at the
Phew.
circle with the dagger.
She's what?
Rosemary's just scratching at the circle with the dagger, just seeing if she can help.
Circle
Shatter.
breaks. Yeah, as soon as you break the.
Oh gosh, see, that was pretty easy. Is this what you meant, Tobias?
Oh shit, I was gonna use third level spell. That's
Yeah.
awesome, actually. That's
What I meant.
great.
Oh, I looked for.
Um,
Gosh, I guess it was easy.
As
Yeah.
as the circle breaks,
Mm,
Olin puts their hand on the katana, ready to jump in front of someone,
Oh, I'm ready to cast a spell as well.
but only if they make some sort of aggressive move.
To get froggy.
so I know this answer for at least one person in the group. But let me ask, who all characters here have killed an innocent before?
Say that again one more time.
Has
That's
your
an
character
interesting question.
Yeah, has your character
John.
killed someone that they would consider like an innocent, someone that like did not deserve it?
Does it count if they don't remember?
It still counts. But with the caveat.
I think it's just Olin and Buster.
Hold on.
Yeah, Buster,
Also,
Buster's,
Sully.
Buster's
I know.
good.
Yeah, I don't think Olin has done anything.
Yeah.
I'm
He
shooting
has-
you a message quick.
He has not stepped in the way to stop certain people from dying. And it's not murder by omission. It's just
Murder by omission.
Mission.
could have technically helped, but chose not to. Because it was a deserving type of thing.
Would that count? I feel like
No.
she would count it for herself, but I don't know if other people would count.
I don't think it's something that porcelain would count.
Okay, that's all she's got.
Yeah, so
Hold out my
porcelain
hand. I'm Rosemary.
porcelain like reaches out, takes your hand very like uncomfortably. They turn their eyes to Tobias. And there's like this moment where they just kind of like look at you, Tobias. And they turn their heads and they say, "How is your wife?"
Safe.
For how long?
As long as I'm not there.
The porcelain takes like a couple of steps from the circle, like smile growing bigger. But then the smile like wipes away as they turn to look at you slowly. And you see like they walk up to you, and you see they like reach a hand out to like touch your head.
Your freedom was everything. You pleaded. If there is deference to be paid, I think now would be the time to pay it.
Sully definitely dodges. Sully does not know this person and does not trust this person.
I don't know you.
She dodges
so-
out of the way.
That is my purse. I do not know you.
You see, they take a moment, they stare at Sully, and they say, "You've taken an oath. Do you believe that those who have murdered innocents can be redeemed?"
Yes. Yes, I do.
I will sit in judgment of you one day. And they turn and walk from the keep.
You're welcome.
They look back and they say, "Death comes in the night." And then they continue walking out.
Oh,
That's convenient.
gonna-
We were looking for him.
yeah.
I was fishing for a thank you, but that works too.
She thanked us with information.
Vague platitudes are very rarely information. Take it from me.
Once again, I'd like to make it clear. Owen is not the face of this party.
But they are doing an excellent job.
That was your time, man.
I feel like, yeah, all the lore is... so the lore is getting downloaded right now. Oh, man. That was so stressful.
The
What?
house
It really
Lucky
was. My heart was thumping just now.
Why do we keep finding ourselves in situations where we are in ruined places and then we open door or something for some sort of powerful creature to then be released onto the world? This is 2 now. 2 creatures we have just released that are very powerful. They can fuck shit
Okay.
up. One of them is dealt with.
But,
Now
you
there's
know,
another one.
maybe this one will be dealt with the same way. It worked out last time.
They said they would stand in judgment of us eventually. That is a threat if I've ever heard one.
Oh, I thought she was just saying that she's a very judgmental person.
Those shoes do not fit you. You call yourself an autumn.
You know what? You're gonna take that back
Jesus
right
Christ. Jesus Christ.
now. Who is that?
I don't know.
Deity from Feywild.
He's a party guy.
That one reminded me of my mother a little bit. Anyway,
I was wondering what Lucky
What?
Trails was doing.
Well, lucky you're still here.
And Ted. Not like my
Uh,
mother.
Lucky and Armand both just standing in the corner.
Just bust it out.
yeah.
I still think we should have just killed her. That was not okay what she asked me.
How your
That does
wife
beg the
is?
question. That does beg the question. Is
She was
we-
very
we do.
threatening towards me as well.
we do know about? Have you told anyone about your wife? Have you mentioned this to anyone?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think it's common
Well,
knowledge among
yeah.
the group that you have
What?
a
Yeah.
wife
You
and
mean
2
among the
kids.
group or in Darkon?
Wait, what?
I know
Oh.
he has a wife. That's
Among the
all
group
I
or
know.
Darkon?
Yeah, I don't know anything about.
I think you mentioned at
Okay.
least to me
I'm
that
so jealous right now. I want
Everyone
somebody to
should
bring
know.
me cheesecake.
things went bad.
John, bring me cheesecake!
I'm running a game.
I'm a little busy.
It's tiramisu flavored.
Just
Tobias,
keep rubbing it in. Come on.
Tobias, we will meet that creature again. And then you are free to do what you need to do. But sometimes you have to let things go.
I mean,
Maybe eventually, but not that thing.
I could have snapped fingers and gotten rid of this creature. I do not believe it is from Darkon. It could have been permanently taken away if I had gotten incredibly lucky.
Can
But, you know,
can I cast Detect Portal?
Yeah, you can. And I will say, Tobias, your shadow is like, there's like this moment where it acts up a little bit. Like almost like flaring up at your like strong emotions.
Michelle's pissed.
Dang. Angie.
I got a crow.
Well, Rosemary's gonna start working on a thing for Death. Like a scarf. as like a welcome gift because he's coming in the night.
She's so
I immediately went to like a banner, like welcome Dad.
Oh my god! No, we need to set up a banner.
If you're gonna
We don't
crochet
have
that, you
it.
gotta start now.
No,
We
no,
do
John,
not
are
have
there
the-
are there tablecloths?
Oh my god, they're probably.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna make a welcome sign for death and hang it up.
The canvas.
Oh God. Okay, so Olin, you detect portal. You don't detect any permanent portals, but we could say like you do detect like a teleportation of sorts that that happens outside.
Okay.
Of
Uh,
course, then. Fucking-
Rosemary, you're gonna make a welcome sign. Lucky
normal.
says, we should sleep in the highest tower. It's that will be the safest in case there's the mist never enters the keep, but better safe than sorry.
Okay. Wherever we set up camp, I can set up my little hut, and we can stay cozy through the night. And I can dinner for everyone.
I'll write a little note on one of the tables under the welcome banner. It says, "We're up top. Come say hi, friend."
All right.
Speak patchouli and enter.
But surely.
Code word.
So I imagine y'all get settled in the keep a little bit. Buster begins cooking dinner.
I
Like-
ritual cast my hut.
Oh, sick.
Which is such a clutch fucking spell for a cleric to just get for free, I tell you.
You set up your hut. Are you cooking out of your hut or using the kitchen of the keep?
The hut. Some people play it where like, you know how like the 7th level magnificent mansion has like the mansion that you create and it has all the ethereal stuff. Some people play the hut as like it has a home, like a domicile, like a smaller version of that. So like the magical cooking spit just being a part of it.
Yeah, we've
It's
talked about
effectively
yours
just a big
having like
pot.
a magical like.
Yeah. So I'm just
cooking
cooking in the pot, a big stew, a big gumbo of sorts.
Cool. So everybody's kind of like up in the tower after Rosemary puts the sign up, cooking, spreading out dinner. Armand is kind of quiet, though Lucky will gladly like chat with anybody who wants to talk.
I mean, I'd like to ask Armand if he knew anything about any creatures like porcelain. Our little lore friend.
Lore buddy.
Damn!
He knows things.
We're dumb!
Hell yeah, lore buddy.
That's cool. Oh, he turned off the harpsichord music.
Armand sits there kind of like eating some of the stew, thinking about it. He says, I've heard whispers of such a thing as Manny.
This is
So intense.
this is really fucking intense.
Man, Ron, you've been going through some shit since your parents died, I tell you.
You know, buddy, I feel like we haven't checked in on you.
Are you okay, dude?
Face, Sean.
I've seen some things since I've been with you. Lots of interesting things. I've heard of an elf. That's not quite an elf. It came to the land some decades ago. Some say they are, I've never heard the name porcelain, but I have heard of a figure described as they. Long blonde hair, elfin in feature, white clothing, an angel of vengeance. Said to be a consort of death, whispered by some, though who knows? You know how legends are.
I wonder if... No, I don't wonder that. Never mind. Not out loud.
I wish I could do that. I'm just like, you know what? I don't wonder that.
I've unwondered it.
Grimalkin, as you guys are eating, like comes up to the stew pot and just looks up at you, Buster, with a little.
Oh, 1,000% little creepy little undead creature of I should probably smite you into passageway into other realm. Everyone loves you, but I tolerate you, little creature, and I have like an old chipped bowl of some sort of clay make, and I fill it up with some stew and I just plop it on the ground next to it. There you go, my little monstrosity.
we see him,
Grimalkin
like-
is sleeping in Pepper's giant scarf that Rosemary made. So you
right
better
now
be
he's getting-
nice. Well, no, I mean like that's
Oh, that's his normal.
Yeah.
sleeping
That
spot.
scarf is going to fucking stink. In
Yeah,
there.
probably will.
Not only
Grimalkin,
is it
like,
a cat, but it's a dead cat.
as you're like putting the bowl in the stew, Grimalkin's just like gnawing on your ankle, like harmlessly. It's something he does pretty regularly.
That's fine.
It's a little zombie cat.
Love that
You
one.
set down
I
this.
don't notice it anymore.
You set down the stew and he moves over to begin eating out of the bowl instead.
You go crazy little thing.
Buster's so mean.
I love Buster.
Buster being nice to everything except for the undead cat that he's technically, as a cleric, tasked to smite into no longer being undead. He's come to terms with being okay with Olin because it's not like undead zombie undead. It's like Holy Spirit undead. Completely different type of border. Everything he's been taught otherwise is like, zombie no cool. So like the zombies on the river, he's just like, we'll just deal with it later. We'll deal with it later. We'll deal with it later. And now that we're carrying this little zombie cat, like, it is probably suffering. It probably doesn't even know what's going on. I'm surprised cats have souls in life. No offense, Lucky. But in death, like, whew. I like
I'm not the
I like
cat,
him.
so it's fine.
Yeah, no harm taken, no harm given. I love Buster being like friendly to everyone except for cats. He just doesn't like cats. This is one thing. Very weird to not play a cat person.
Lucky just kind of shrugs it off, assumes you're not talking about him, and then says, so you make it a habit of, freeing strange creatures from magical circles.
If I had an electrum for every creature we've freed, I'd have 2 electrum,
too.
which is not a lot, but it is
Not a
weird that
lot.
it's happened twice.
That is weird.
Yeah, freedom is important at the end of the day, but sometimes reckoning with what you have released into the world is, it is problem for future us to deal with sometimes.
Although it does sound like this creature was already in the world, so we haven't really upset the balance. Plus, they are capable of interplanar travel and are no longer here. So
Also, if they're Death's consort, I mean, they were probably going to get let out anyway if Death is coming tonight.
This is true.
I'm just scared of the judgment that's coming.
Well, don't be scared. You're a good person. And she's just a judgy judgerson.
Rosemary language.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll get the swear jar.
Ooh.
Gosh.
Olin grabs it.
Uh, maybe we fade out there for the night. As far as like dinner and stuff, everybody.
We keep watch for death to see if it actually shows up.
Yeah, I made a welcome banner.
I was gonna say Olin is conscious during rests anyway, so they'll keep an eye on the door, at least.
Yeah, and there's like where you are in the tower. There is like a trap door that goes. You're kind of like in a bedroom area where you've kind of like moved furniture aside and you have the tiny hut built. But there's like a trap door that leads to like the top of a tower where you can actually like look out on the grounds around. And I think that's where Lucky is after dinner. Armand, I think, goes to bed early. Where are y'all? At like, let's say midnight-ish.
Sully's asleep.
Hell yeah.
Just conk the fuck out.
I respect it.
Early to bed, early to rise.
I'm leaning against the hut, just meditating.
Early to rise, early to bed makes a man wealthy but socially dead. Olin will go up onto the top of the tower where Lucky is.
That's good.
And you can kind of see on the side of the river where the keep is, the mist has not quite reached. It seems to stop at the other side of the river. You can kind of see it in the distance along some mountains, a little like a few miles away from the keep itself. But it's in this little pocket of clear area. You can kind of see the stars above, constellations, moon in the sky.
Buster would probably take at least one watch.
Where do
Yeah,
you
I'm-
keep watch?
Yeah.
It's a large like fort, so like keeping watch could be at the port, on one of the towers, down in the courtyard.
Either up top or through the window. I actually hold on, let me read this spell. I think I actually cannot leave the dome if I'm correct.
Spell ends if you leave its area. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I'd get like probably set it up close to a window so that like I can watch just like one angle through the window.
Okay.
Just, like, but mostly just to have an angle up to like look at the stars from whatever angle I could at the biggest window I can. Because I gotta commune. I gotta look up at them stars. I have to talk to God.
Are you there, God? It's me, Buster.
That's me, Buster.
Rosemary, what are you doing?
I think Rosemary stays up until about 10 and then just, oh gosh, it's so late. It's past my bedtime. I'm turning into a pumpkin. And she's asleep.
What?
She's so much. Oh.
Beautiful.
Owen will take a watch too, probably. If we want to do three. The three
Yeah,
of us.
I
I'll
mean,
do one.
you guys can wake Rosemary up for a watch. She will, but
I mean, I only have to sleep for 4 hours, so
Yeah, I do too. So
full 8.
sleep.
Elves.
Just
Clouds.
stand there spookily in the corner.
Clouds roll in, and it begins like raining as night falls. We see outside at the top of the tower, and correct me if there's anybody else here, but I believe it's just Olin and Lucky at the very top. Um, and Lucky, I think at like one point turns to you and looks at you kind of curiously, Olin, and says, "So, what's like your deal?"
Well, somebody put a bunch of body parts on a table, infused some sort of celestial being into my body, and then sent me out into the world. And now I'm here, trying to
Oh,
save Darkon, the universe, something. Trying to make sense of gestures out over the shroud, all of this.
that makes sense. Pretty sure that happened to a friend of mine as well.
I'd love to hear about them.
Oh yeah, I met them a while back. And like as he's
Sorry, dude.
saying this, like the camera kind of like pans out. As he begins like telling a story, and we see the mist
Owen
seems
totally
to
enraptured, just
like the mist seems to shift and shiver, pulling in closer and closer to this fort. And we see like movement down the path. There seems to be almost like a line of mist pulls away from the rest of it, and seems to be like charging, like this thin line of mist charging down the road towards the fort. Um, and Olin, I think like as he's telling this story, he kind of like blinks, like interrupting it, and I think you both notice this shift. Even through the rain.
how tall, or like how high up does the mist go?
The mist, it kind of ranges in height, but where the mist is, where you are, it's maybe about like 40 feet, and then gets like thinner as you get like further away from like the big mist thing, or the big like walls of mist, I should say. Across the river, and over by the mountains, it's like even higher, but where it's like pulling away from that, it seems to be like set lower. This mist along the road is only like maybe about like 10 feet high at like the tip point, and then like slowly gets like higher as it goes back towards the mist that it seems to pull from. There is the wind picks up, begins blowing, and as the wind blows, I want to say there's like wind chimes and stuff set up around this fort that begin like tinkling and going off. Sorry, give me one moment here. This line of mist seems to flow towards the front of the keep, entering into the courtyard, and solidifying as the mist like kind of like pulls away, and seems to like separate. The mist pulls back from a figure, moves to almost surround the keep, so the mist around the keep seems to like tighten and thicken, and like begins to surround around the walls outside the keep. A figure standing in the center of the courtyard, dressed in all black, pale, their hair streaked with white and red, and they like almost seem to float as they move. And you notice they are like on this like pure black horse. The figure steps off of the horse and begins walking into the keep itself.
I think Olin will tell Lucky Trails stay. We'll find Tobias. And say, I believe we have a guest. Would you like to greet them together, or do you think we should get everyone ready?
Oh, you know my answer is always, let's just go.
You fucking
God damn it.
dummy. Just dumb.
We're just going
This
to
turned
talk.
out so well last time. This turned out
Bad.
so
Oh
well.
no.
We're just going
No.
to talk. It's okay.
Why could?
Oh
okay.
yeah, we're just gonna talk?
I got the horn.
Where have I heard that before?
I got the horn if we need it.
Yep.
I just wanted to talk.
That's such a brilliant item to give us. Thank you.
So to clarify, y'all are going. Some of you are going down to greet death.
Olin and Tobias.
Yeah.
Like a friend.
And this is like right around midnight, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Buster, you might see us walking. if Tobias is in the hut.
He's
Well,
like
I'm
right
assuming-
outside it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was leaning against the hut, like on the
Then-
outside.
Then Buster, you probably see the two of us
Yeah, 100%.
start heading
yeah.
downstairs.
Yeah, I think you do see even like looking out your little window, could see like the mist seeming to shift and like seep closer to the castle generally.
I'm sure there's a feel of like a chill in the air now. Things are a little different now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay.
There is like this sense. I think for those of you awake, there's this like impending sense of dread that seems to like come closer.
Olin, do you wanna do this subtly, or do you just wanna go in wands a-blazing?
I will be honest. I don't think we should pick a fight with death. Even though I did beat death once. I don't think I want to give it another shot.
Yeah, I don't think we should make a habit of it, but I do want to see what's happening. I'm
After
gonna
they leave.
twin invisibility on us.
Oh,
On you and
fun.
Olin?
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh wait, Olin, do you have a?
You want me to cast Pass Without Trace?
Kind of.
Tobias,
Yeah,
aren't you the
before
face?
invisibility.
Huh?
Are you gonna talk to him? I said, aren't you the face? Are you gonna talk to him invisibly?
Well, I wanna get some information first.
Shame.
Do pass without trace before invisibility, otherwise
It'll
invisibility
break,
breaks.
yeah. Do you want me to
Why?
use it?
Cast
Because
the spell.
actions break invisibility.
Mhm.
Oh, that's right. I thought it was my action.
Nope.
It's
And-
still cast on you.
I will cast it though.
After seeing them disappear down the hatch or the stairs or whatever, I'll begrudgingly stand up, start tightening my fucking armor, and start waking everyone up.
Okay. So you wake up Soul and Rosemary. So you go down.
that banner you made, death is here,
Oh
I think.
goodness. Okay, yeah. Well, you know, I left him a note. He can come right on up. I told him where we would be. But yeah,
Get
let's go
your
say hi to our friend.
armor.
Why do I need my armor? Is he in trouble? Like putting it on.
There will be trouble
Oh gosh.
in a moment. I feel it in my bones. Sally. Wake up.
I just thought about how Armand is probably sleeping in there, and the hut's gonna disappear.
So warm and cozy.
Tuck him in before you leave.
Yeah, make
It's
sure
it's
she
the perfect temperature that you feel whenever you've had a couple of glasses of wine and you're really cozy and ready to get to bed. That's the temperature it is
Yes.
always.
That is perfect.
It's a good temperature.
So we're all awake now?
Yes, but two of you will
As-
get to death way before the others.
Yeah, as I'm
Okay.
rousing you guys to get you ready to then figure out what's happening downstairs. Jesus Christ.
All right. So
Make
we
mistakes
cut
boldly.
away from the party.
I'm playing
We
the character.
We hear footsteps padding down the halls of the fort, heading down the stairs. As you get closer to the main hall, you hear music playing.
Oh, I hate that.
Motherfuckers.
Someone playing a violin in the main room. Do you guys sneak down?
Obviously.
Preferably like behind, away from field of view.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a couple of stealth checks.
Oh, I'm gonna use my inspiration to give me advantage, I think.
You already have advantage because you're invisible. That's how.
Oh, that's right. Duh.
and
Thank
then
you.
plus 10
Cheers.
from Pass Without Trace.
Yeah.
So brilliant. I had no idea. 25, 35.
24, and I'll use a feature that I've forgotten that I've had, but I finally get to use it. Knowledge from a past life. Can
Better stealth than both of you.
when you make an ability check that uses a skill, you can roll a d6 immediately after seeing the number on the d20 and add the number on the d6 to the check.
Sweet.
So throw another 4 in there to get a 28.
Pretty good stealths.
True sight.
28,
Yeah, that's why I said behind, away, field of
Oh,
view.
hi.
28 with advantage and pass without trace is pretty bad, admittedly.
Beautiful. You sneak down into the main hall. You see this figure kind of like staring with a bit of a smile on his face, looking at this banner as he plays like the violin. Hands kind of like moving at a fast speed. The figure seems to almost like float, like they're standing on like the tip of one of their toes, the other leg kind of like hanging in the air a little bit. As they play, their skin is his skin's white and pale, and obviously looks very similar to the Theron that you've seen in your dreams, the images of Theron that you've seen, and like shown other people. The similarity is very obviously there. That this figure looks much older. Their skin almost like sunken in. Their face is so like thin. And I think one odd thing you notice is his shadow that matches him exactly, except it has a pair of like feathered wings appearing in like the shadow.
So edgy.
Sick.
And yeah, the figure just sits there and like plays.
I'm gonna tap Olden on the shoulder twice and whisper at him, "Hoot nanny." And I'm going to and I'm going to
I mean, it's a silent horn, so it sounds like that to Buster, but
and
Oh, you're blowing the horn.
yeah.
I'm going to use 3
Which-
sorcery points. And this is not a spell, and it's not an attack. So technically it doesn't break invisibility, but it's up to you. And I'm going to send my shadow clone directly in front of death.
Go ahead and pop out the.
Why are we
shadow
fighting
clone.
death?
Which
Kagebutsu
About-
no jutsu.
which one?
Oh,
Say that again, please.
I don't want to fight. I just want to be like, hey guys, Death's here.
I just
He
I
said
just want to do this.
Nancy.
I want to do this in flavor, so that it talks to him, so that I talk through it.
Sure.
I start strapping on my armor quickly. Like, all right, it's time. Up, grab axe, grab your stuff. Come on.
Did
up,
you
up.
do the horn?
Yeah, because
Oh,
you said hootenanny, and that's the horn. That's the horn word.
That's true. That's true.
Up.
So yeah, the rest of you are kind of like rushing down the hall to get here.
Loudly.
This
Yeah.
clone
Clang, clang, clang.
appears before the figure in the room, and he stops playing.
The clone looks at it, looks at the death, and says, "We've been waiting for you." We're so excited that you are here.
Death bows with a flourish. And says, "A pleasure to meet you. I'm sorry to keep you waiting, but I'm certain that I've been waiting far, far longer for you than you have been waiting for me." And that is where we're going to end tonight.
I'm just imagining
I'm excited for this story.
the shadow clone pops up, and then Tobias is talking, but the voice is just coming from where Tobias is.
And that
It does
he's
come-
doing a weird voice.
It does come from the clone. Well, it's speaking through. We're both talk. Like you hear it, and you hear it from the clone's mouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Tobias
feel like
is
you
just doing a weird voice.
No, that's what his voice sounds like whenever the clone appears.
Oh, it'd be funnier if it was.
If I'm just like,
Yeah, so I feel like I
just
imagine like
next time I see him. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I imagine Tobias is like talking. You hear him like if you're near him, you like hear him talking quietly, and it's coming like more loudly from the clone.
Yeah.
That's what I'm imagining. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching. Find out next time whether our heroes, upon meeting death, survive, thrive, or take a permanent dive. Who knows? Find out
Permanent.
next week on Mistwalkers Shroud.
Ryan became a
Jeff.
giant